enough minerals.
You know, this would be really cool if I could play as only one unit.
Ahead, Isinton.
Better than...
You selfish power.
You know, this would be really cool if I could only play as a couple of units.
Now, I've played my fair share of RTSs, Warcraft 3, StarCraft, Age of Empires. I would say I'm a fan of the genre, despite the fact that I'm not very good at them. I've also played my fair share of Dota 2, again, despite the fact that I'm not very good at it either. And I absolutely love mechs. Still, Dropzone wasn't a game that was on my radar. In fact, the only reason I heard of the game was because I got a copy of it from PC Gamer's email sweepstakes to get a free Steam key, and I was lucky enough to get one of the free keys. The game is currently in early access, so who knows exactly what they are going to add, but at the moment, the game features a 1v1 PvP game mode, an option to set up custom games, and the option to play either a solo or 3-player PvE Horde survival type mode. There is no story mode, and the entirety of the game is player vs player online except for that PvE Horde mode. Dropzone is an interesting spin on the RTS genre. I wouldn't really call it a MOBA, since at most the game is 1v1, maybe 2v2, and you don't push lanes, there aren't creeps pushing with you, you don't destroy towers, but I wouldn't call it an RTS either. You don't build bases, you don't amass large armies, you don't farm resources, you don't build additional pylons. Dropzone is kind of a mix between the two. In Dropzone, you control 3 units at once. These units are mecha called rigs, with various different classes and abilities. The goal is to fight and kill these alien hives, which release power cores. Each map contains numerous hives, as well as boss aliens, which give you damage buffs upon killing them. After retrieving a power core from a hive, you must bring it to a collector for harvesting. It takes a couple seconds to harvest. The caveat is that you are playing against another player, controlling 3 rigs, as they try to harvest the cores as well. At the end of 15 minutes, the player with the most cores is the winner. Obviously, this means the game goes beyond just 2 people fighting against monsters on a map. There's a strong PvP element to the game. On the map, each player has an area to heal. This is also a respawn area. There are areas to capture, which give players better vision of the map. That's really the extent of the map control in the game, but it works well considering each map is small and matches only last about 15 minutes. Of course, the nitty-gritty of the game comes down to killing your opponent's rigs. Like all other MOBAs, each rig has a unique set of abilities which can help turn the tide of a battle. Currently there are 4 classes, with a 5th class planned. These classes are tanks, large, slow mecha with a lot of health and armor, gunners, basically your DPS units that do a lot of damage, mechanics, these are your supports, they heal and supply shields and things like that, and the summoner, my favorite class type, which calls in units to help with the fighting and can be used fairly efficiently as a solo unit if needed. There's a pretty large pool of rigs to choose from, and each rig has unique abilities from one another, each within the same class. To further complicate things, each rig can be further customized with new parts which supply different skills. This gives the game a lot of depth and complexity that can be explored for a while. Each skill is attached to a level, 1 through 4, which corresponds to what level the rig needs to be to use that skill, with level 5 being the final level, giving the rig access to an ultimate ability. There is a problem with this idea of customization, however. There are loot box drops in this game, meaning certain parts needed to be unlocked or earned. These boxes are rewarded by playing the game, or you can pay for them. This means two things. One, I can see this game becoming a pay-to-win game if people are able to buy a bunch of boxes and get the best skills that way. And two, unlike other MOBAs and strategy games, Dropzone might not have an even ground. If you don't have the best skills from these drops and you're playing against someone who does, then you're at a serious disadvantage. And that is something I personally don't like when it comes to competitive games. I like everyone to have an even chance and really just let the player's skill speak for itself. I'm not quite sure what the meta is, but I found myself enjoying a team of a tank, a summoner, and a mechanic. I'm also not sure what is going into balancing the game either. They did say there will be a competitive mode. I'm assuming they'll use skill ranking similar to that in Dota or Overwatch, but as it is right now, no match felt very even to me. Either I was destroying the opponent, or I was the one being destroyed. None of my matches were only a few points apart. It was always 10 or more. Which brings up, I think it's pretty easy to snowball in the game. If you kill a couple bosses and win a teamfight or two, it's pretty hard for the opponent to come back after that. The level discrepancies between the rigs, the core advantages, the respawn timer, and the buffs from killing bosses really play against you if you are killed. So you have to play really smart with your encounters. Since you control 3 rigs, the game puts a heavy emphasis on microing. You need to become proficient with controlling 3 characters at once, something Dota players might not be used to if you typically don't play a hero that controls more than 1 unit. You need to be able to switch between the 3 fluently and utilize their skills in tangent. You need to know when to keep the 3 together or when to try pushing out with each unit individually. This brings it back to the team customization, because some teams will be better than others at things like soloing and others will be better as a team. It really bridges the tactical side of a MOBA with the strategic side of an RTS without becoming as complicated or overwhelming as a RTS. And the 15-minute matches mean you aren't spending an entire day on playing through full matches like other competitive games. That said, I do feel like it has a fairly steep learning curve, as you need to learn hundreds of rig customization and team customizations to understand not only how the rig's skills work together, but how multiple rig skills work together as well. A big negative I've also noticed so far with my time playing the game is that the load times are really long. Luckily, the game lets you play the single-player horde mode while you're in queue for a match, so you can have fun while you wait. That's something I'd like to see other games include, but I've had to wait between 5 and 10 minutes for a match to start. Now that I've played it some, would I have bought it? Honestly, I still probably don't think so. I found the game fun, don't get me wrong. It's definitely solid, especially for an early access title, but I have too many other competitive games to play that eat up my time. Still, if you're tired of Overwatch and tired of Dota and tired of StarCraft and want something new and a little different yet familiar, Dropzone might be a good game for you to check out. Because like I said, it's honestly pretty fun, though kind of frustrating. Since I have it, I probably will come back to it throughout the year, especially if they add more stuff to the game, just to see what they do with it, but I can't see myself becoming super into it when I have Overwatch to scratch my competitive itch. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and check out our other videos. I'm currently playing through Hollow Knight and Giga Wrecker and want to do reviews for those, but apparently Hollow Knight is between 20 and 40 hours long, so who knows how long it's going to take me to finish it and get a review out. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm really enjoying it though, the graphics are fantastic. Until next time.
You know, this would be really cool if I could have all these game modes in one game.